I'm just going to try and do YouTube casts of it for now. I'll probably be streaming the main tournament, I guess. Just because I never seem to be like around for when people like say, let's play some league games, so I always miss it, so I'm just going to cast that from replay, I think. Let's do this. So I'm going to go for the build. Best build in the game. And I'm up against Oceans in the mid. Nice. So Oceans is going to hard counter this build because he's probably listening into the streamer right now. And he's a Hive Tyrant, that's actually really annoying.
Allies have taken a power node. This requisition. Your allies have claimed a requisition point. Ancient powers of chaos.
Did he just mass retreat everything? Oh no, I don't want a 5th squad of heretics. This is pretty expensive as it is.
A requisition point is slipping away. Allied structure under attack.
Looks like Hive Minion is asking for some punishment here. Okay, that's one squad wipe to the very least. I love this build, like, yeah, the game is just going around as a massive kill squad. But I need to be careful of Oceans, who's trying to approach me. Oh, that's a lot of melee. It's okay though. Oh, doesn't know that Hive Minion's got a sandbag. And remake number 1. Soundbug. Even more irritating because it can happen even easier when you've got more players. Oh well. At least it happened when I lost units. That's what I'm going to say so far. How much stuff did I kill? I mean, I killed a little bit more than I lost at the very least, but the fact you get like 50 kills, or kills and deaths, within the first 3.5 minutes of a game. Well, at least I'm on the side instead. To be fair, I could just go triple Heretic with a CSM squad as supports rather than 4 times ticks. Either up against Oceans or Hunter. I think I'll be okay with the 4 ticks. I do like the artwork for the Chaos Sorcerer.
A new requisition point claimed by your allies. Is ours now. Your forces obey you.
And that is Hunter.
Your units fulfill your command. The power of the dark gods.
Okay, that was the wrong button. Don't you dare, I was gonna say. Oh, that's frustrating. Pressing the wrong hotkey.
Weapons, your forces obey you.
At least we'll have grenade launchers in a second, so I can start poking this down a little bit.
Your units fulfill your command.
Ooh, that's not an ally.
Moving. No, there.
New weapons for the eternal.
Chaos. Moving. No, there.
Go on, just concede it. Where's my other squad? At this sort of base.
The enemy attacks one of your structures. Moving. Stand your sacrifice. You may feel as they stay.
Oh, don't run into that. Taking a lot of friendly fire damage. Oh, I've got some heretics on the way anyway.
Your units fulfill your command.
Let's place down some gens.
Your forces obey you.
Don't know if I should spend any more power in tier 1. I've already spent like 90, so maybe not.
Your units fulfill your command.
ready. This should stop. And forward.
Confirmed. No rest, no pause.
Oh, you're just going to come around for a flank, I guess. Nope, there's two of them coming.
Shifting. Confirmed.
Forward.
Gain ground to the enemy. Fight harder. No rest, no
Oh, there's a lot of stuff dead on retreat. Wait, no, it's Hive Minion, not. For some reason I thought it was like the guy on the left hand side. To be fair, I didn't lose any squads, so that's surprisingly not too bad.
Summon the heretics.
The thing is, because it's 2 Hive Tyrant, that's probably the more annoying bit. Be able to take up to tier 2 fairly quickly, so shouldn't be too bad.
You may fail us this day.
Take it. We will take it. Mark shall be yours. How are those?
Definitely need some upgrades on the sorcerer though.
That victory point is lost. An ally's plague champion has been revived. Into the ruins.
Grenades ready. Forward. March. How are those ahead?
Oh my god, he's got 2 Tyrant guns already, damn. That's difficult. Didn't think that we were that far behind on tech. They want to maybe leave the area before this Tyrant Guard finishes them off. I don't think, well, I mean, depends on if the play champion on this side's got any sort of counter to 2 Tyrant Guards walking up to his base, but
Yes. Bring forth more via the bellows of the demon forge. You give ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
I follow. Ready fire grenades. Shoot this.
Sorcerer, finish the job. Wait, where did I buy the Sword of Flame? I mean, I'll stick with it, but... I don't remember purchasing it for myself anyway. Must have been an accident.
You are losing us a victory point. There. Move. Your units fulfill your command.
I think I'll just save up for a Dreadnought, I guess. I mean, I've got plenty of support for a Dreadnought.
There. Moving.
Requisition point spotted.
Oh, I don't know where they are, which is annoying. Do I get a second set of Bloodletters in the end, or...? That did not go well. He just hurt his own Homagons there.
This is not the victory you promised us. Fresh warriors
Grenades ready. March. The dark fate grows.
a requisition.
That's a good thing about heretics is I can get out of base like instantly because they're so low health and just so high model count. Yeah, this is pretty grim.
Shall not be soon forgotten.
Oh well. We'll have to try something different next time. I'll play the Chaos Lord instead, because the Chaos Sorcerer, as much as I like him and stuff, I think the Chaos Lord is better suited to fighting the Hive Tyrant. I just get 2 command kills. Lost more units than actually killed, okay.
Small steps corrupt. Shall be yours. I take this for chaos.
I'm just going to go double CSM in this game. Up against Hive Minion in mid.
That node shall take me to them, that I may rid. Shall be yours. March. Give me a challenge. Chaos Space Marine. I am eternally eager for war.
Maybe some Noise Marines or Raptors might work. We'll see what we're up against. It's going to be a load of Hive Tyrants though. Hive Minion I imagine is Hive Tyrant, and I don't know what Merrill plays. For some reason I feel like he might be a Ravener.
A new requisition point.
I haven't seen any destruction, if you like.
Your allies.
But I think Calderis is a fairly decent...
Your allies have claimed a requisition.
Calderis is a nice map for Chaos anyway, for the sense that it's quite small, so you can get in and out of base quite quickly. Okay, Hive Minion's going over to the left hand side, which means I should probably go and assist.
Take me to we will rebel later. To battle. Do not strangle with me.
combi flame it. Maybe an Iron Halo as well.
Ready, flamers.
I go. Ready. No rest. The weak make a stand. Chaos, Space Marine. Kill anything that every Tyranid dies.
A new requisition point claimed by your allies.
Death to all who oppose chaos. We kill everything.
Okay, this game's going pretty smooth in comparison to the previous game.
Do not presume to command me.
You lack requisition, worm.
Only issue.
To command me. The better. The path to ruin.
Your forces obey you.
Kill the tyrant beast. Tyranids attack. One or a million. It matters not. Kill them all. Always beat the higher. One or a million. It matters not. Kill them all.
Your forces obey you.
Small steps come in. Do you think you're tunneling Tyranid winged beasts? Close in for the kill.
Oh, there's some nice Doom bolts.
Power generator.
Your units fulfill your command.
Who dies today? Target of the Tyranid. Burst those lesser hordes. Another sacrifice. Yes! Always beat the hive. Moving. What now? My will take me to them that are in range adjacent.
Nice, he's finished off. Kill it. Oh, it's gonna get red. Okay, so that's why I'm so broke. I actually left
We have the advantage.
my CSM on Overwatch. But that's okay.
Our generators is under attack.
CSM are a pretty good unit.
Your allies have captured forces obey you.
Oh, that's got solo. He does finish it off though.
A requisition point is slipping away. Call now upon the unholy power of the Chaos Gods. Our Chaos Lord has reached level 3.
Ooh, level 3, nice. So with this particular build, the transition, I guess, because I've built so many CSM, would be for like mass Mark of Zinch CSM, which will make a really scary blob against a tier 2 Tyranid player.
Allies conquer victory points for you.
Let the dawn powers hear our prayers. Give me a crush that.
Your allies have claimed a requisition point.
Do not presume
allies have won a victory point.
Just gonna fall back a little bit because I'm a bit on my own here.
Allies have taken a power node.
I am here to lead you. Chaos Spaceman ready to kill.
Our temple's dark majesty grows with our power. Lead your ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
Okay, we need to fall back all the way. Damn, they're making a massive push against us.
Ready or eternal?
Who rises from these ranks? If that victory point is lost, summon the heretics.
Moving heavy weapons. Kill them all.
Allied structure under attack.
Keep moving to cover. What now? Through this we leave the hive. Moving. You'll be killed by
Oh, there's another hive turret here.
Take the victory point! Structure destroyed. Ready to kill.
You may fail us this day.
Who died? We move! No plasma gun ready. Use one coming.
Who rises from these ranks?
Oh, those warriors are asking for a model loss.
An ally sorcerer has been revived.
We shall always be keep moving. Unit ready. Unit attacking.
Gonna get enough res on that Licturch, there's 9. I don't really know what I'm after. Did we lose that gen farm? We did. I think some more upgrades on the Chaos Lord here. Kind of handle some AoE. That's called Bloodlust. Ghost Lord may have gone in a bit too deep there. Seriously, you got the special there. Oh my. What upgrades has he got? He's got no melee upgrades, so I should be okay here. Level 4, got a special. I'm in quite a deep position, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to get a res on me. The zone probes is really irritating. Late game Blood Crusher? Nah. That won't work surely. Blast Masters, that's not a bad shout actually. Clearly these market performance CS7 needs to be a bit more leveled. And also really need a special hit.
Summon the heretics.
Who dies?
You may fail us this day.
And destroy. Ready for it? My position point.
But you're afraid on that side, which is nice. Which is a shrine, 150.
Your forces obey you.
Let the galaxy
So I lost that squad in that. My game's getting incredibly slow with all these Tyranid effects on the screen at the moment. Oh nice, we actually won. Through sheer VPs. Nice. I guess. Let's just take the series though 1-1, so pretty good. For anyone wondering why I went for triple CSM, it was a mistake. I wasn't intending to go triple CSM, I just kind of left it on. Somehow I've ended up with champion. Probably because I hardly bled with a triple CSM build. Balance. Okay, I'm just going to mute Discord there for a second. Let me just sort out the overlay because it's not showing anymore, which is annoying.
If this one must die to push the rest of you, so
Worry about it later. Thank you, Mr. Vitality Fox, for the follow as well. Where am I, CSM? They're up there.
Your forces obey you.
So I'm just kind of gonna come down. So who am I with? I'm with Leo? Yeah. I'm with Leo at the moment. Let's... Wait, are these not green cover? I thought they were.
Your units fulfill your
That's irritating. This game, I'm going to try and go Raptors, I think. There is a building that I can try and make use of if I can actually get there in time. I'm just going to try and get behind some green cover where possible. Just fire from the higher ground here. That Hive Tyrant's just going to chase me to the ends of Earth. And back behind some green cover. Hive Tyrant's going to try and make his way down the staircase again, I imagine. Nope, he's actually just going to be really annoying there. Okay, so I can just kind of sit in this position for a bit longer until that Hive Tyrant comes up.
Good evening.
What have we done?
Oh, hello man. What's up?
Who's this?
It's me. Hi, Hunter.
Who?
Oh, hey, BbBoS.
Hello.
The fuck?
So I can kind of sit out in the open a little bit just because I can regen up a little bit later. Just because there's nowhere for me to really go.
Oh, hello, Oceans.
Nice, it's you or Rosta.
Oh, yo. What's up?
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Always wondered how you sound like.
Oh,
Actually.
pretty bad.
Well, I thought you were older. That's
Oh.
okay.
I'm 30 years old.
So you're getting doubled at the bottom. He is not.
You sound probably like the guy of my age, like 20.
Yes, I've heard that.
That was a wrong hotkey. Oh, get this guy away from me. What else are we retaining? I would have lost those heretics anyway, I think, on retreat.
One of our generators is under attack. Whence will you draw power now?
Okay, the point is just spread to our entire army. That's a bit frustrating.
Killed one of my termagants, even though I retreated them.
So Hunter, what factions are you playing? Tyranids versus something?
Chaos. They're chaos.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, that hurts.
Ah, it's easy peasy. I might be able to wipe those heretics that walked into that grenade. It's close. Very close.
Should be a fairly easy position for the Chaos Lord to get a res on me, or for the Chaos Plague Champion. Recover that. We didn't lose power, but I feel like I'm lacking in power, which is a bit annoying.
Ready, no rest, no pause.
Who arises from
I won't get slaughtered just yet.
Oh, I think we should name Freeman General Franco. How about that?
our temple's dark majesty grows with our power?
I'm not really sure we can commit to a fight here. Those blunders are a bit ambitious.
Is it Rourke there or it's Havoc Squad?
It's Hamona. Hamona.
Havoc Squad.
He does, I think. Oh, okay. Is it Yamona or Hamona? Hamona. Yeah.
Really stop the mutes on Overwatch.
Who dies today? We soar with our prepare the infection. The nurglings feast. We move no more. Where the infected. Alex.
Oh, by the way, we finally had our revenge on Shoulder Mount.
Warriors dispatched.
Yes.
Yeah, BbBoS also beat Shoulder Mount. Also, yeah,
Use what power you can.
BbBoS. Shame that he lost the other two though. That's yeah. I think I'm pretty much done with 1v1 since I also beat him. Yeah.
Glory of chaos. No rest.
I don't know, he is a little bit strange, his build over there.
Who, BbBoS? Or
No,
what?
Shoulder Mount. Like, I played him in Jurilo's Forge, I was Orpus. He built 2 Guardsmen, 2 Sentinel, 2 Heavy Weapon team in Jurilo's Forge. Versus double sluggers and double shooters. So yeah, that sucks. And pretty much plays Blitzcrank. So yeah, lots of pressure.
The abomination.
Who's Curse Crab? It's bleeding.
Come on, finish him off. Nice, you got him. You probably me a spammer Swift. I like to call it an Overwatch mistake. Oh, it's definitely not an Overwatch mistake, Swift. That was the perfect creation. Can I force attack ground?
Fuck you, BbBoS. It's your grenade.
Love you too.
BbBoS. Has a voice of an angel.
Voice over me. Okay. Shit.
Oh yes.
Kill them. Eat this.
Who dies confirmed? No mercy.
Oh, it's a Carnifex.
Let more join the eternal war.
To a stronger position.
Oh, come on.
Going.
How does the Swarmlord bash power? Well, or not well? Eh,
Round to the enemy. Fight hard.
all seen better.
Who died? No rest. No harm.
I'd lose one of my Havoc squads.
Ready?
No.
Fight confirmed.
Definitely want to mark up each Dreadnought, don't at this point. Ooh, look at her.
This Stormlord kind of reminds me of. Yeah.
Wow, actually got it. It's really nice.
Or what?
This one will just sack my health is as well.
Points remaining. Your allies generate
Well, it's easy for Chaos to deal with Stormlords. Get BbBoS, Predator. Ooh, cheesy. We got Space Marine versus Imperial Guard here, and there are triple commissars. One of them is Freeman.
Come on, kill Swarmlord.
So I was actually wondering, does commissar execute stacks? Like if you have two commissars executing a
Ready for eternal war. We move. Legion and operator to the dark gods.
I think with the bionic eye you could actually execute your allies.
Probably shouldn't be possible. Because other way, that means relics are even
Okay,
more
so
fucked.
yeah, it doesn't.
I think I can chase down this.
Okay.
Because other way, it's like relics are actually absolute ones. Holy shit, zone drops now can heal.
We have 100 points remaining.
They're actually useful now. For more being like
So zone throps can heal carnifexes, right?
probably yes.
Yeah.
Because right now Hive Minion just healed his
Carnifex.
not Carnifex,
Swarmlord.
Swarmlord with his ability.
Oh my gosh.
Probably get some more heretics and just start building a what's it called?
Why did you stop yapping?
Nice. Jeez. That does so much damage.
So, what would you go versus triple guardsman and double heavy weapon team with Commissar as apothecary? Because Pomona has gone for double devastators.
But again,
Should you go perhaps ASM instead of one of those devs?
against probably,
Against
yeah.
because
Probably
there are
yes.
triple
And
guardsman.
actually, you should go some invisible scouts for grenade.
That's actually a good idea because there are no catechins here. So I guess.
And also in case of second, like
You want to go that far in? They're kind of walking into their own triangle formation there. God, this game is so laggy at the moment. damage from these card effects is just a lot. Nope, not going to have time to throw a grenade there. Damn.
Congratulations.
Well, that was a lot of stuff. Let me do it so you can actually see the Discord overlay. I was going to turn the volume of Discord down a little bit because it seems a bit loud.
Already game 4.
Let me just jump in the lobby instead.
What the fuck Floyd is doing here?
Yeah, man.
Who's your boyfriend?
Love doesn't dissolve just like that.
For fuck's sake, why I'm again on this spot?
Actually, Freeman is a nationalist. He's the supporter of General Franco. So, General
Really?
Franco, yeah.
He's a
No, I'm just
Catalan.
kidding. I'm just making that up. So,
He's a Catalonian sympathizer.
yeah.
Are you guys in the Volrim game or what is this?
We're
Faction
still
wars.
doing Turnus.
Yes, we are playing faction wars.
Ah,
People get sound bugs every fucking game.
I'm observing actually with Imperium, our nationalist brother from Egypt.
yes. Is someone streaming? Someone of you guys?
I don't know. Oh, you're streaming?
Okay.
Oh man, I said a bunch of shit here. Damn it. Okay, I don't care though.
Yeah, he doesn't stream the Discord channel.
Oh, okay, nice.
Or do you?
Well, I don't
Discord
mind.
channel is streamed, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello,
I don't
Mom!
mind. I don't care. I don't care. Actually, I don't mind if people call me Nazi. I don't find that offensive, but
yeah,
I do
but
find
you
offensive.
You can undermine Twitch
Oh,
channels with this.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
that's
I
like
do
the
offensive
channel
is
thing.
people calling me liberal, or I don't know, capitalist. That's pretty offensive. But no, not. I don't think that's offensive being called a Nazi. Okay, sure. Yeah. So, oh, the other, the other channel actually, the voice channel, Swift warned me not to talk about these things in voice channels. So yeah, fair enough.
You may fail us this day.
I guess.
Hush, hush. Oceans, how are you doing in that bunker, man? Is it going well? Everything is comfy?
Guys, my Twitch fucking not loading.
Oh man, Imperial got lost 3-0. I think they are playing the other games too. It's still best of 5.
5.
Seriously, it died. It's a small mine.
So they eventually should play their 5 games, right? Even if they lose like 3 games in a row. Oh man, 2 people with 0 scores here on the Imperial Guard team.
Your allies have played the right position. Your forces obey you.
Too many Germans.
Use what power you can.
You are losing us, I think. Your units fulfill your command.
What do I want now? I want noise marines. I do want noise marines.
Who dies today? There. Move. Confirm. Enemy spotted.
Oh, there's a lot of damage.
From there we can strike back.
We have the advantage.
Oh, of course, like, as soon as I unset that.
Offer the rabble no easy targets. Forward. Who dies to confirm?
Your forces obey.
So what's the score between Chaos and Tibets?
Fresh warriors dispatched.
Heavy weapons! Kill them all! Keep moving! Take the node! Keep moving! From there we can strike.
If I can somehow get into their power.
You are not prepared for that.
Requisition point in sight.
You give ground to the enemy. Fight harder.
Yeah, just apply some pressure.
Bring forth more servant. Do not
Local warriors as well, so a fast blood crusher should be pretty decent here.
has reached. Your allies' generator is under attack.
Okay, I'm playing my first game. Suck. We have basically two games, so one of the IG players swapped. So, what should I build versus Space Marines as Imperial Guard? Double Guardsman, Sentinel, Cats?
We're trying to play.
Okay, sorry. My bad.
be able to finish it off. Nice.
Going. Ready for eternal war.
Who rises from these ranks? Prepare the infection. The Nurglings feast. Your allies have claimed a requisition point.
Can't see where the Dark Flames is on the terrain.
Hive Tyrant should go down.
What? These games sometimes. Yeah, of course, of course. Teleporting unit. Actually, not teleporting. Of course. He got stuck. Kaizen.
Tyrant Guard's down, but I'm not sure about going for a Michael Corn. I think if I keep my Plague Champion in range, he should be okay.
Fuck, it's good. Happened. Why are you...
That's not going down in
Meryl, are
time.
you serious?
Yes, I lost everything.
Why?
Demons. Perfectly balanced unit.
You're like right by your base. How do you lose everything?
Demons. I will say it already. It's only for me demons like die from the air. For pretty much every my enemy, it's demons are immortal.
If that victory point is lost,
Like, I don't know why the fuck with this double gens I have like 0 energy income. And I don't know since when Tyrant Guard have armor of like infantry.
bring forth your servants of the Dark Gods.
This quiet
We should go capture that bottom power.
Fresh warriors dispatched. Let the Chaos Legions march from the Eye of Terror. I spread contagion.
That's a dead commander. Let's see if I can... don't know, try and get something, I guess.
You may fail us this day.
This retarded squad. Why he went that way? Why? I pressed shift. Fucking shit game. Just why? And also I have two here.
Don't worry about having two bottom. There's nothing bottom to fight over.
Except, yeah.
Except for two power nodes, which aren't even really cap, are they? They don't have anything on them. So who cares? Just relax and play it safe.
Play it safe.
Like we're doing good top, so.
My time's coming for a flank. Oh, that's a really annoying retreat path. Am I losing Homagons, or CSM rather, to just Termagons? Predators definitely needed at this point. Don't know what to go for, maybe like a last variant, I guess. Mark of Zinch one, maybe? I don't know.
Servants of the Dark Gods. Steel within and fire without.
Kind of just leave the building for now. I've got enough for a nuke, so definitely want to try something there. gonna get some Chaos Terminators at this point.
The allies' sorcerer proved weak.
And they got hit. Anyways. Okay.
Well, these can't fixes are a massive pain at the moment. Oh, killed Raveners. Where are you going? He uses plants. Ripper's trying to fight Terminators there.
Champion has reached level 6.
Focus that constant healing effect on my Gene Stealers.
Oh, that's one can't fix down. That's a big win for us. teleports on cooldown.
GG. I think.
Is not the way of chaos.
GG. It's OP. I really struggle against Tyranids when I get counter effects out. It's very. Oh, I always find it like really difficult to kill them anyway. No idea.
Who you need removed?
But we're into the game now, so on the left hand side we're going to have Noisy as a commando knob on the bottom side of the map, who's currently AFK at the moment, Volrum in mid, who's also AFK, AK3120 as a mech boy on the top side. We've got Swift Saber as a Plague Champion on the top side, Lemors as a Chaos Sorcerer in the mid, and Floyd as a Plague Champion on the bottom side, so we'll see how things go in this game. On the top side of the map, the mech boy should do okay against Plague Champion. We'll probably struggle a little bit. BbBoS is going to be pretty annoying in the early stages of the game, being able to just fight heretics at his will. And Commander Knob should be able to do some decent stuff down the bottom, but a bit hard to make use of infiltration on such a narrow sort of area. Floyd does get a Aspiring Champion for some detection. It's going to be very difficult to actually bypass that without crushing the walls. The BbBoS can also crush these walls, I believe. He can just walk through them. So you can open out the bottom side of the map a little bit more if you want to have some easier times to try and get your Commander Knob around the back side of the map. So it's some team play that you can do there. So some sluggers going to try and go in, but these heretics should easily be able to deal with it, especially with the CSM and Plague Champion. But focusing down, heretics are also receiving some focus as well, but now it's just down to ranged units. CSM can always force melee against these shooter boys. Alternatively, Plague Champion just behind green cover does quite well since he does do the damage over time with his bolter. But a big BbBoS stomp here onto these heretics brings him down to just half health. Chaos Sorcerer does struggle against the BbBoS. Is BbBoS already? No, he hasn't got the spiky armor. I thought that was a spiky armor sound that I did here, but it is not. And Lemors is going to be forced off very early in the game. It's very difficult, or probably near impossible, to win the first engagement as Chaos Sorcerer against the BbBoS, unless you get very lucky or your opponent comes in a bit late to the fight. You can see this building occupied, but flamers are already on the way, so the burn house down ability is going to come out, and the CSM are going to be forced to vacate. And already Lemors just going to back out, knowing what's about to happen here. And model actually falls down there, very unfortunate. As for them using the Death Guard colour scheme, I think they're just all using the Death Guard colour scheme. Well, I say that Swift is choosing to be independent from that. I don't know if the Death Guard actually make use of sorcerers or not. Feels like they probably wouldn't, but I'm not 100% familiar with 40k lore, so I'll let one of you guys correct me on that. Volrum just going to go for a double sluggers there, going to be incredibly annoying, and losing the top side there with the Death Gun. Able to teleport ahead to... We're able to teleport around while still set up. It'll set up in the direction that you teleport in, so you teleport forward, you'll remain being set up in that direction. Now you teleport behind you, you end up facing the opposite direction. The CSM are going to come in for a flank. There are some sluggers coming in, but going to be a little bit late. Suppression does go down, and Noise is just going to take a defensive stance and make use of this building. CSM forced away. These sluggers not really taking too much damage here. When in melee combat, you do take reduced range damage, so these CSM are going to get knocked over as well. The heretics are not coming into combat, they're just trying to focus on worshipping at the moment, and surprisingly no models have actually gone down. It's like they were just about to barely survive. You know, on the bottom side of the map, things are getting very bright. Stun Bomb goes down, Noise Marines though using their cacophony to knock back these Storm Boys, but Storm Boys with their power melee should be able to take down a model here if these Noise Marines are not careful. Plague Champion is going to come in using the Fetrid armor to slow down those Storm Boys. Meanwhile, in mid, some sluggers are definitely about to go down. The Chaos Sorcerer is not focusing down. Raptors are going to... He wants to finish it off though. going to help out Lemurs in the mid side of the map there and picking off quite a few units. In fact, he may even get another squad. These Raptors have enough energy to jump. Could finish off the Shooter Boy squad here. Swift still in the middle of his phone call. Must be fairly important. Backboy maybe in a bit of an aggressive position here. The CSM behind green cover, the Plague Champion, are going to be able to break through that suppression. CSM are going to advance and then decide to go back to their normal position. You know, Arcanum does have a Sick Bomb upgrade. Can be quite nice. Surprisingly, Floyd's actually gone for the Sword of the Undeaf here, going for a quite expensive Plague Champion in the Tier 1 stage of the game. While the Fetrid Armor does provide some additional tankiness, Plague Champion is still quite fragile. Another issue as well, due to his lack of movement speed and mobility, can be very easy to get caught out, so you do need to pick your engagements very carefully. There is just going to be a bit of a power bash down here on the bottom side for Noisy. And on top side of the map, Swift is going to slowly regain some ground. Moore's doing decently in mid there after wiping that Slugger Boy squad. Commander Nob there, stuck with his thrown animation. Noise Marines do silence all abilities and silence ranged attacks, which is why the Commander Nob there kind of just kept on getting stuck in that thrown animation. Those sluggers though getting knocked over and poked down at range are going to be prevented from doing anything further. And those Marines just going to silence that Commander Nob. Meanwhile on the mid side we do see the Slugger Boy squad has been reinforced there. Some Raptors are going to come down for some assistance. But overall it's going to be a bit overwhelming. Painboy also being purchased on the field. Painboy allowing you to heal up your allied units, essentially acting as a medic. I believe this weapon also does do some damage over time, on top of just dealing quite a decent amount of damage against infantry as well. Only issue with sub-commanders, they are fairly fragile, so you need to be careful with them. Once you lose them, you cannot you can repurchase them like you would like Commander, but it's a very expensive thing to try and repurchase. But the Sword of Flame though, doing some work. These heretics just melting through these sluggers. The heretics are going to be the ones to go down. That was an aspiring champion heretic squad, so quite a big loss there for Lemurs. Doesn't actually get a wipe in retaliation to that. Chaos Sorcerer on his own here is going to get knocked over by the Warboss, and we need to be a bit careful. Some Noise Marines going to come in for a bit of assistance, and CSM are going to force melee. Going to force these shooters off altogether, but that Warboss is fairly scary. Fully upgraded here. Got a Bang Bang Hammer, the spiky armor. And that Bang Bang Hammer doing 150 damage per swing, very effective at taking down the CSM models, and just tosses that particular one off to one side. You know, on top side of the map there are no Flamer type weapons here for Swift, but the double CSM and the Plague Champion should be fairly effective at bashing down those generators. You know, on the bottom side of the map, we do see Floyd kind of just grouping up here, taking a bit of a defensive position. Warboss trying to find a bit of an opening down here, waiting for Noisy. Most likely to get some units down here. And Darius is going to start getting bashed by Swift. Swift with the multitasking award this game, on the phone and bashing power at the same time. Warboss is actually going to be able to come in for the flank here, and is going to start the engagement with a special. Does have his stomp ready to go should heretics surround him, but heretics do not want to do that when he's got the spiky armor. Use the choppers getting used to increase his damage even further. Maybe able to pick off another model here if he's lucky, but still just doing an incredible amount of damage per hit. Moore's making his way down to the bottom side of the map to try and defend the power, but the Orc army together with this Warboss is going to be fairly scary. It does have that boss pull, so it does increase the health of nearby Orc units. It does include your allies, not just your own. Always worthwhile purchase in a 3v3 game if you're going to be grouped up with an ally. Stick bombs are going to go down. The spread is going to catch out the Chaos Sorcerer and will knock back another units, but overall not doing too much damage. Stun Bomb is going to follow that up. The Sword of Flame is going to use the Coruscating Flames onto these Raptors, but by themselves they're going to be a bit fragile. The Raptor just leaping back to that Stormboy. Raptors forced off the engagement, are going to lose a model, going to potentially lose a second one here. Painboy with his explosion is going to have enough there, and then Stormboys are taking a fair whack of damage, but will be able to escape. Heretics on the backline here. The Chaos Sorcerer does teleport on the backline, but doesn't actually target down the Stormboy, and these Heretics are just running into looters now. Plague Champion is going to try and fight the Warboss. The Sword of Undead does do quite a bit of damage. I believe it ignores melee resistance as well. Commanders typically having 40% melee resistance. The Sword of Undeath ignoring that does increase damage by a considerable amount, and up at the top side there has been a lot of death. But Double Slug is going to burn down the entire generator farm. Swift has done a full retreat back to base. Lamore is going to send these Raptors to the top side, but probably not going to be able to do too much. The Commando Nob though is going to use his grappling hook to escape house today. He's actually find the Mega Boom kit as well this game, even though he has already got the sneaky infiltration kit, so 100% sure. I don't know if the grappling hook there was a bit of a mistake by Noisy, but he's going to invest in 2 sets of armor. So let's see how that goes. There is a Death Dread up top, does have its burner and bits ready, but there is no generator farm for it to focus down. Lamore is going to lead the engagement there with the Chaos Sorcerer, only to run into a weapons team. Raptors will jump in, Chaos Sorcerer teleports in, but that's a lot of damage coming in. These Raptors are immediately forced off. A second set from Swift is going to come in and provide some backup. Does have the Aspiring Champion to lead them, but I'm not really sure it can really do too much. Our Double Sluggers here and the Death Dread just dealing an incredible amount of damage. Some Doom Bolts do go down. Stick Bomb is going to be throwing some bombs onto the back line here. Touch of Nurgle has been used by Swift here, and these Heretics, if they are able to use a Doom Blast, will be able to turn the tide of this battle. He needs to carry on focusing down those Shoot Boys. You know, the Mech Boy is forced to take a defensive teleport. The Death Dread is forced to try and get onto the backline here. Dark Flames onto the building here should catch out these shooters, but overall this engagement is still going very well for Orcs, just due to the lack of counter to this Death Dread. Stun Bombs are going to go down. It's actually going to catch out the allied Dreadnought there. Death Dread rather. Line the CSM to actually escape in time, but the Mech Boy going to be using the vehicle's speed global, allows Death Dread to catch up to the CSM. Going to push him all the way back into space. Should be able to potentially pick up a model here. Is moving around pretty quickly. Death Dread is trying as best as possible to finish off one of those models. Swift is actually getting a Dreadnought of his own. Plague Marine's also going to be coming out for Lamore's. BbBoS is still currently dead on the ground on the bump side. Noisy has not been able to push up that far. It's actually going to be a concede though for the Chaos players. 440 VPs, 222. Deciding that they're not going to be able to remain in the game for much longer, or potentially Swift needing to leave. Going to force to concede in this game. And that is going to be game 2 going towards Chaos. I'm not actually sure who won the first game. I believe Orcs may have won the first game. Anyway, Faction Wars. On the right side, we've got Noisy sign off on the top side as a Commando Nob AK-3120, going to be playing as a Mech Boy, and Volrum going to be playing as a Warboss. Same commanders for the same people on the Orc side of the map. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side of the map, we've got Harmona, who's going to be playing as a Plague Champion, taking over Swift Saber. Moore is going to be back on that Chaos Sorcerer, switching up the skin colour from Death Guard to 1000 Suns, and Floyd going to be on the bottom side of the map as a Plague Champion once again. Chaos Sorcerer and Mech Boy going to meet each other in the centre of the map. Chaos Sorcerer going to slap him with the sword a couple of times. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, the Commander Nob going to be jumping on top of this Plague Champion of Harmona. Harmona going to fall back to some green cover, or potentially some yellow cover. Not going to be going behind that yellow cover, or just going to be backing away altogether. Meanwhile, Moore's going to be casting those Doom Bolts, only catching the tail end of those Sluggers, not really dealing too much damage. The Heretics are going to come in for a bit of assistance, but that Chaos Sorcerer is so low right now, needs a special if he wants to make it out alive. It's just going to fall in the very first engagement. A second set of Sluggers going to be coming in for a bit of assistance here from Volrum. Those Heretics are so low right now. Doom Blast is going to slow down their pursuit, and they are going to be forced off overall. The Chaos Space Marines going to be a little bit out of cover here, as there is a second Slugger squad coming in, and the BbBoS is just slashing away here with that huge pirate sword. There are some Heretics on standby, could try and tie up those Sluggers, but the BbBoS is going to be a massive issue in this very first engagement. Just incredibly tanky and dealing a lot of damage at the moment. Just going to be a massive chase across the map here from both Orc players against Floyd and against the Moors. Do have a bit of a turnaround coming in here. These sluggers getting really far into the base now without the natural power of the Chaos team. However, there is still more chasing to be had. The BbBoS is going to nearly commit all the way to base, but is going to back away at the last second there. It's going to be a little bit of a poke on the generator before backing away. BbBoS is actually going to be enhanced custom shooter here, allowing him to pick off models a bit more effectively at range when chasing. Also has the shoot them up for a good ability, is it called? Yeah, shoot them good, which does stun and knock over an enemy unit. Some sluggers though going to come in here, and looks like Harmon are going to get forced off the top side of the map. And Lemore's asking for a res there. Did die in the center of the map, so not the hardest position, but maybe not the easiest position to get the res. They are able to push back the orcs or force a retreat here. It should be a fairly easy place to res, and it looks like they've done just that. Chaos Sorcerer is currently on the ground here at the moment, and the Plague Champion is pretty much on top of him, ready to go. The Mech Boy is the only unit on the field, but Mech Boy alone is not going to be able to interrupt stats. Plague Champion getting very low at the top side here for a Harmon. It is going to be forced off. Surprisingly going for a heavy weapons team here. Commander Nob is going to be pretty annoying at stopping him. The heavy weapons team though trying to set up a bit too far forward. It's going to get forced off. Stormboys and Sluggers already on top. Stun Bomb does go down, actually catching out both squads, allowing the Havocs to reset up in a decent position here and to be able to get a point blank shot onto these Stormboys. And CSM and Heretics should be enough to force off the Commander Nob and the shooters. Moore's asking his team whether or not he should be going to the top side of the map. Definitely can try and move around as much as possible with the Chaos Sorcerer. Could even try and use the Sideral Rift ability to just create a portal way to allow your units to just kind of like jump over this center chasm, just saving a bit of time. However, it's a bit of an expensive upgrade, so I'm sure you don't see it used too often. Some CSN there, just trying to force melee on these units. Not really much that they can do in melee combat. Meanwhile, Stormboy is able to get on top of these Havocs. Once again, their power melee damage is going to shred through this heavy infantry armor. The Havocs are still not running away. They actually do get a special. The other model is trying to run away as best as possible, but it's actually going to go down to these Stormboys. Havocs do have 25% melee resistance, but not quite enough against the 150 power melee damage of these Stormboys. It's 150 actually, I think it might be 125, sorry. Chaos Sorcerer is in the mix here. Does have the Coruscating Flames cast on himself, is able to get a special then, should allow him to win this engagement against the Slugs, but Painboy comes in with a heal at the last second. But another special knocks them all back. He teleports out there and allows the Heretics to go in instead, but there are some more Stormboys on the field ready to go. Painboy going to try and do what he can for backing out, and that Sorcerer is so low at the moment. Does use the Vespers of the Warp once again to get out to safety. I don't think these Heretics are going to be enough to win the melee engagement here. Lemore is going to be forced off overall. Good luck, Oceans, in your game, if it is a Elite League game. We have the Cyborg implants getting used on the bottom side here for the BbBoS. Sluggers are so low, down to 5 HP. Are going to get chased down though by the Plague Champion of Floyd. Going to be a fully upgraded BbBoS in Tier 1 once again for Volrum. Did see a sort of similar build from him in the previous game, where he's decided to change the war kit up a little bit, deciding to go for the Cyborg implants as opposed to the spiky armor, and also going for the enhanced custom shooter as opposed to the Bang Bang hammer, making him a bit more utility based in comparison to the previous game where he can just walk up and attack move everything. That BbBoS is so low, does use the enhanced custom shooter to catch out the lead model of the Havocs, but he is so low, does not get any health regen from these Cyborg implants. Should go down here. Will fall going in a bit too aggressively, and these shooter boys going to be forced off, and Floyd is barely able to hold his own ground. 500 VPs to 293. Things are still looking a bit grim for Chaos overall as they're behind on VPs, and overall Orcs have probably had a bit more map control in comparison. Plague Champion going to be sitting behind some green cover, should be able to pick off some models fairly effectively. Coruscating Flames getting cast onto the Chaos Sorcerer as he jumps into the backline to interrupt these looters. Looters are taking a fair amount of damage, but the Chaos Sorcerer may potentially go down. We'll need to teleport out there again. That special though coming in at the last second, able to catch out 2 of those Slugger models, putting them on retreat, and teleports away with just 50 HP at the last second. Commander Nob for a Noisy is going to come in, does have some stick bombs, but he's taking a lot of damage in order to try and throw them out. He's going to throw it a little bit too far into the back line, will be avoided by these Havocs. And Heretics are going to get a flank onto the Looters to force them back into base. Base is fairly close, but it looks like Chaos should be able to get a decent push against the power here. They've got 2 Havocs, so we need to get a staggered setup. Meaning that Stormboys will jump on one, but there will be a second one behind ready to fire away. You see just that happening. You do see Harmona setting up forward, Lemore setting up behind. Stormboys are already on top of the first squad, but there is that second squad right behind, and Stormboys do not have enough energy to do a second jump. Commander Knob is going to go down, but so close outside the allied base. Should be a very easy position to res. The Stormboy squad actually going to go down there. There was a Pain Void nearby, but it looks like the heal was already used on something else. Pain Void going to try and do what he can. That is going to be forced off, and Chaos should be able to get a decent push here against the power. And it looks like Soundbug has just occurred. Had quite a few soundbugs tonight. The only issue with Faction Wars is the amount of issues that do come when trying to do it. Imagine one of these teams will now concede the game and the game is going to get replayed. It's hard to say. While the advantage was going towards the Orc side of the map, the Chaos army was pushing in quite aggressively, so I imagine that it's going to be a rematch for game number 3. Specific, if that makes sense. It doesn't lead anywhere. I don't know.
Come on, you gits. Someone says we can't hit a boss.
Well, I'm going to go triple sluggers. I think this game, given how open the map is, it's a nice place to do so.
Tough knob, that's me. Watch the nearest fight.
No, I actually bought shooters. Okay, well I'm going to go for a standard build. Since I've actually purchased shooters.
Tough knob, that's me. He's taking fire here.
I'll just go for like a fully upgraded war boss, I think. Who am I up against? I'm up against Swift.
This way here.
Kill the weaks on cooldown. Just try and get a kill on that Chaos Lord. I think I'm on my own here. Nope, I've got some backup here, but
This way here. Locked and loaded, boss.
oh wow, that's a lot of damage. Despite being behind green cover, that is a lot of damage. Maybe I should just fall back for now.
This way. Boy, no, go there.
Do I go for cyborg implants or spiky armor? Guys, I think I'm going to go for the bang bang hammer.
Let's go get chopped. Tough knob, that's me. You must be.
Generator right, sparking now, boss.
I'm here. Can't we have a truck? Or at least something? Go which way? I don't see.
Killed a few models there. Oh no, didn't mean to go that far. That's a lot of damage. Chaos Lord should go down though, 2 days. Nice. Well, play champion is pretty close, so gonna be a fairly easy res there for the Chaos team.
Shut up from them chaos crazies. Big, I always wanted one of these. I gotta walk? As you say. On me way.
One more slugger, boy!
That's the way. Over there. Oh, it's your blood.
For some, he's losing some land.
Hurry! Come on, you gates! Lock and loaded! Service ready for you, boss! Where you want it? Come to shoot! This way.
I don't know if we're all like committing a bit hard towards the top side of the map, but
Go this way! Who? Over here! We's taking where you want the attack, boy? Come to shoot! Yeah, what is it? That's the way! What's the plan? What? What point then?
This is level 2!
as long as I hit something, these Stormboys should get fairly excited. Nice. Bangman Hammers is so good in a team engagement if you can actually get some swings in. I wonder if I can come in and try and finish off that squad that's trying to get away. Nice. Things are probably going fairly decently for us in this game. I do need to tech up though. Probably make my way towards the top side of the map once again though, otherwise it's my ally top. AK's a bit by himself.
Over there. Right, it says. Ready blows up noise.
Don't know about going too far forward. I think after this power node, if I back away and regroup with the remainder of my army. Well, I don't think there's just anything at all down here.
Come on, you gits. Aye, aye, boss. On me way.
on Nob leader. Yes. No, that's not my truck. The same generators actually excite units, that's pretty strong. Oh, get inside the vehicle. Map is looking pretty blue at the moment. Oh, I'm just going to go towards the bottom side map, just bash power the other side, I think, for now. I feel like I'm lacking on power though. I'm going to build some power nodes. Warboss is pretty much just a one-man army, which I really like about playing Warboss. Oh, Black Crush is so late. Not enough range damage to kill it. What is this? Oh, can I finish off with a truck? Actually done it as well. Because Chaos don't really sync that well together, well, they don't have like a lot of benefits as a team in comparison to like Orcs. I think it is a bit harder for Chaos once Orcs get like the ball rolling, for them to kind of make a comeback. Even with Orcs, any sort of bonus tends to stack with each other, whereas with Chaos, like Worship doesn't stack, or doesn't work on allied units, for example. So it can make it a bit more difficult. Warboss alone is just so good against Chaos, to be fair. like double looters or something just be really annoying. Although we're in mid, so maybe not.
Oi, you got us.
Just realised I have no mouse cursor.
That's the way.
There we go.
We get that victory point. I'm on me way. Shoot 'em most.
Or could I go for something silly like triple shooters and just try to out damage everything?
I think we should mortgage. This boy, they shot at me. Locked and loaded. Hurry,
Some allied boys got a power node.
shoot 'em most bigger.
Pretty sure he's not behind cover.
Allied boys got a power node. Don't rely on that infantry help.
Did not pay attention to my shooters.
Getting a power thingy up, boss.
Well, I can't have a comeback without losing a few units to begin with.
Here comes a gunner. Artillery arrive, sparking now, boss. Getting a power thingy up, boss. The enemy's taken one of our requisition point. Our generators under attack.
Where am I?
Artillery arrive, sparking now, boss. Good idea. You're so cunning and getting a power thingy up, boss. Friends just us. Some allied boys got power node. Artillery arrive, sparking now, boss.
Time to clear out the river.
Come on, get a model.
They shot at me. Locked and loaded, boss. Shoot here, you see. Later, snoblings. This better be worth one. They coming at us. This way, what you want? Shift over. Right.
An ally got a requisition point, boss.
Don't know if they'll be tempted to go for that point.
Go around the chief. Get it, boys. They got some nice shooters.
That's really annoying that he's walked right past the trap here.
Which way?
Better down than us. Still,
That one's a big shooter.
real nice.
Tom, I've actually wiped the squad hit.
What for?
Nice.
Hurry! Tick on me, Mac. All alone? What? Target catch. Flash as it gets. Mortgage that rots. Look, come on, you gates. Big hurry, don't get pressed. Hurry!
That boy's gone up a level.
Hey, I did a great best. Shoot 'em most bigger.
Wait, what? Why have we got a pain boy? Seriously, he's run past them. What? Oh, because he's minefield's detected. He's not getting hit by that. Okay, that's frustrating now. I'm getting hit by my own mines there. Man, this game is pretty dire.
Bigger at your service. What? Go this way.
The Mac boy's gone up a level.
On.
He's losing a victory point.
This way here. Hold this fucking rocks. Where you want to move in, just here.
An ally got a requisition point, boss.
There's me old sneaky like.
Getting a power thingy up, boss.
Get out.
Got some new units ready, boss.
In terms of like XP, my mech boy's been pretty well.
Go on our side, just stop back there.
This better be worth it.
Generator right, sparking now, boss. He's all out. Here comes a gunner. An ally got a requisition point, boss.
We got orders. Let's go. They sure like spots on their kid, don't they? Come on.
Enemy's taken one of our generators under attack. We got to stop these thing.
Don't try. Those boys messed with the wrong orc. Good. Hurry. Toy with me.
Honestly, did they not want to fire at the closest target there? Oh, I'm gonna lose the boosters. Oh. Well, I'm taking a lot of range damage there.
Awesome. He's losing some land.
Rush on! Just a great idea. I always wanted one. Go this way.
Light stuff is thoroughly wrecked. We need swampy power to do that, boss.
Where? Right. Got it. What? I'm going. Go this way. Come on, you geeks. This way, Tiger. It's scoped in. Get away from that dreadnought! What? Yeah, sure, that's right. Sure thing, boss. Moving. This way, here. Can't we have a truck? Kill them. Get away from that dreadnought! Leave that and move. What? You can't run. Which way?
Come on, attack ground.
Some allied boys got
He's getting shot up from them chaos crazies. That's
awesome. He's losing some land.
One point there.
It's roasting time. Still,
We're going to chase this down.
yes. Good idea for the war.
Shift over! We got a city later, snotlings! Go this way! Hurry! Shit, I ain't gonna make it!
The big boy's level 5.
On me way to get it! That's alright then. That's just the thing I need from you. Bring your TVs! Flash est git! I'll blow it up! I'll blow it up! Rush on! Shift over! Big velocity! You mean to just mean? Yeah. I see what you...
An ally guard requisition point, boss.
So broke requisition, so broke power wise at the moment.
Damn straight! When I get a chance, maybe. I see what you're planning.
We added to the fight, boss. Don't rely on that infantry.
Inspect that, Ninja! Come on,
Honestly, like, they got away with all models.
He's taken one of our requisition points. Allied boys got That's genius. Some of the allied boys just picked up a victory point.
Keep forgetting that tank busters don't actually cost any
Stop messing about.
power, so might as well pick up a few of them. Oops, don't want to pick up shooters, I want tank busters. As much as we wipe that particular squad, it doesn't really turn the tide of the game. That game definitely did not go as smoothly as the previous one, but I lost so much in that first engagement. That was really poor of me. See if we can switch up in game number 2. I had a decent command score, but I suppose my mech boy kind of just remained alive for the majority of the game.
Moving. Start right. How I'm on me way.
Guess I'll just go straight for the VP.
Shoot 'em most bigger at your smoking. Yeah, right. How I know thee. Got a job there. Need some shooting. I think we should take that spot.
I love like the little clapping sound that it makes every time you press the ability when it's off cooldown. It just sounds weird. I could put down an orc turret.
Need some shooting. This better be worth me
Right, we'll get the post up.
Shoot 'em most bigger. Not that's the way. Moving. Shooting, boss.
Okay, Blake champion in mid. Who's top?
Some of the allied boys
Can't actually
just
target
took
it.
a victory point for us. Ooh, we added to the post, boss.
Not come on, you geeks.
Hey, we's losing that. You know, defend.
Right now. Yeah, hurry.
Better damned than us. Getting the power.
Guess I'll kind of just sit defensively and wait for him to approach, and I'll just get some upgrades in the meantime.
Won't work, boss. Working on that gear up, boss.
Wonder where he's gone.
I'm straight.
He's actually gone towards mid.
Generator right. Starting now, boss.
Which pinned? Leave all right. Back up. That's the best you can do. Where you kill them chaos boys. Them chaos boys are all that's good.
Our boys is dead.
All alone.
Yeah, well, we're forced off there.
This fine. All alone.
I think overall it's not too bad.
Zog, he's losing a victory point.
Where's me squig on me? I did that greatest! Despair for you!
Here comes a gunner.
Here for yes! Hurry! Shoot! Come on, you dicks! Where's
Get
me
the power thingy up, boss.
all alone? All right.
Who's that? Swift.
I'm getting it over here! See you later, snotlings! Hurry!
Can you come through that? Oh, you can. For some reason I thought that was like a little sealed off bit.
Oi, set some bigger water! See you later, snotlings!
That's away. Some of the allied boys just picked up a victory point for us.
Moving! What? Coming! Oi, over there! Lock and loading, boss!
That's away. Some of the allied boys just picked up a victory point for us.
Show this ready for you, boss! Where's me spawn, Jenny? They sure like spotting coming out like a fire! They are boss blood! What? Yeah! Right! You got enough for your special ammo! This better be worth me while! He's a big un, he! See you later, snivelling!
Rely on that infantry.
Hey, I did that retardist! Stay here! What is it? What?
Some allied boys got a power node.
Senator's just got it on these masterpiece. Oi, I'll get it! This better be worth me all right on stopping. Should see you later, snublings! Leave that as
Okay, map control's pretty strong.
Hey, he's losing that. The other side's got 300 points left.
this way, here! On the inside! Go this way! Sure thing, boss. Yeah, what is he let me go this way? Let's get to killing! Over here!
Oh, come on, get a set up in time.
That's away. Some of the allied boys just picked up a victory point for us. Zog, he's losing a victory. An ally got a requisition point.
Not very much can do against two people. I think I held the ground pretty well.
Here comes a gunner.
Be shooters ready, boss! That'll be worthly while.
Better than us. Still,
Where's me spring ointment? Come on, you geeks! Yes, what is it? I gotta walk? This better be worthly while. See you later, snotlings! Get killing! And now shoot us too! Right! Just here's how we does it, boys! What you want? We tangled up
the boys need themselves a nod, they do. The
Jeez, the amount of damage that they could do.
We'll figure that boost right out.
Marked it on the map. All that way.
Smash 'em good.
Go this way. Watch your voice. Voice pinned. This way. Yeah, this way. Let's go get covered.
Get the burners. It's roasting time.
Let's be all. That's the way. The Chaos Boys are on us, boy. Voice pinned. What? That's Roxworth. Look what I got. Right. Shoot 'em, most. Are you gunshots?
Our friends just upped it.
Shooters here! What we shoot at? Live beats. I'll get it.
That's away. Some of the Allied boys just picked up a victory point for us.
Shoot 'em all alone.
They started
Yep, that's going to be the concede. I think they had tier 2 even, so with the vehicles out in the field there wasn't really much that they could do. I think they would have just lost their generator farm again, and by the time they would have got a counter we'd have been massively ahead in terms of power. Currently the series now tied 1-1. We'll see how things go in game 3 and game 4. It is a best of 5 series, so definitely 2 more games at the very least. Nice, Scott champion. Standard hero really just to force melee onto range squads really. Being mid makes it a bit hard to try and make use of buildings as there's not really much buildings. I can try and make use of this one very early on and just be very annoying, just go to one side. So maybe we'll try a bit of that.
Where's me squig ointment? Let's go. Come on, you jinx. Got me through. Western here is fine.
an ally guard
No, that's not power.
requisition point, boss.
This better be worth what I got. Oi, you got. Let's go.
Some allied boys got a power node.
Shooters, hurry. Got me shooter. Oh, yeah, got. Where's me killing?
Some allied boys got a power node.
Come to shoot. What you want? Shoot 'em, Rose. You gods ain't safe, boy. We shooters here. Just a titch. Here's a
Friends just upped it.
leave that and leave just a titch. Right. Oi, they shot at me. This better be worth me while.
Some allied boys got a power node.
What? I don't shoot this lot. Shoot 'em, Rose. See you later, snotlegs. All right, I'm stopping.
One more slugger boy.
We're firing from cover, you geeks. See you later, snotlegs.
Oh, seriously, you can shoot upwards, that's not the position I was after.
Ally guard requisition point, boss. They ain't marching any thingy up, boss.
Things look like they're doing pretty well on either side of the map.
You know the thing.
Just me that's having to give up some ground here.
I got a requisition point, boss.
Which way? Right. Ready, boss.
Generator right, sparking now, boss. I spies a target.
Ah, good fight. Oi, over there. Over there. Right.
Okay, so we went for a CSM
This
squad.
way.
Get the burners. It's roasting time. Some allied boys got a power node.
We're coming, don't you fret. This way. All alone? These enemies are just me. Chaos fighters after me. Where you want to kill them, and I boy. Idea.
What's the one that can kill battery pack?
Charge up the Rex to the neck.
I think a battery pack would be pretty cool on this map. Or just cool in general.
This way. Batteries all charged. Only needs a taste. Get yourself together. I'm on my way. Let's go, Gates. Come on, you Gates. Yeah, there's me old sneaky like. More Gates for grunts. We're coming, don't you fret. This way, here. What you want?
Bring out the bigger shoot.
I think that this is looking quite favourable for us at the moment.
Got me, shooter. It's ours now.
Hi Torpid.
Idiot on our team got stopped flat. That's away. Some allied boys just picked up a victory point for us.
Right. See you later, snoblings.
Ways losing a victory. Lucky enemies. Back on our side just stood back up.
Oh, he's gonna die again. Damage over time. Yep.
This better be starlight, kid lad. I'll smear it. Take it. Shoot 'em. See you later, snoblings. I don't shoot this lot. I shoot 'em.
The side's got 300 points left. Don't rely on that infantry.
He actually went and placed down the turret. Whoa. That's really annoying. They like broke suppression and straight away all bursted me down.
Who's bigger? At your service.
Enemies taking one of our
Maybe we should have healed the one that's still in combat.
This better be worth my while. Lock and load. What? Yeah. What? We're coming, don't you fret. Here for yous. Come on, you Gates.
Just gonna go for the fast F dread.
Shoot 'em, most bigger. At your service.
Got a massive VP advantage in the early game, so should be okay.
This better be marked it on me map. We're coming, don't you fret. Rocket shooter, hurry!
This is actually give increased range. No, it just lowers the cooldown.
Wait, what do you say? Fight! Over there! Where this way? Here! Shooters here! What then? For the start I can lay. What then? Moving. Fine. Can't we have a truck? Police supply!
Give it to him, big guy!
Whatever. Small adjustment. Locked and loaded, boss.
Might as well go for their natural requisition point.
We'll figure that loose right out! He's losing a power to the enemy, boss!
I think this is important. There's me old sneaky knife. It's a scragging sorcerer!
Those boys all dead now!
Locked and loaded, boss! Come on, you geeks! You can think of me! Alright, back up lively! What's this?
There's no investment, so I should be able to kill them here.
Yeah, okay. Fast as I can. Got any good bits for looting there?
Another shooter! Big one!
Gunfire! Who did that? They all get Oi, what? That's not too bad. Me shooting's ready, boss. Got shooting, boss. Hurry!
Some of the Allied boys just picked up a victory point for us! Getting a power thingy up, boss!
Moving.
Some Allied boys got a power node!
Sealing me. Shoot, come on, you geeks. I've got a victory point.
Good idea! You're so cunning and smart! An ally got a requisition point, boss!
Tell me what my mech boy's up to.
I shoot you.
That's away! Some of the Allied boys just picked up a victory point for us! Some Allied boys got power
We tangled up proper. Shoot it.
Hey, please losing that! Ow! You know the thing! I got a requisition point, boss!
Even Death Dread's annoying, but not the end of the world.
Nowadays hit him too.
Oh, there goes my cover.
Some Allied boys got a power node!
They're not ready for me. Let's smack a tank.
The other side's got 100 points left!
My cover game destroyed that.
Friends just opted!
Got it. Where? Let's smack a tank. It's mine. That way. Better like this. Don't waste me toes.
Nice, VP's ticking down. Well, Orcs going 3-1 against Chaos then in the end, so lost the first game, won the next 3 games. Don't know if there is another matchup for us to do now. Lost my mate boy twice that game. With that, if you enjoyed the stream, be sure to follow or subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.